fact that I know that you're present and ignoring you
A
is
greeting
rude.
is merely an acknowledgement of presence. What is the
Rude.
objective that
An interesting
necessitates this
construct based
interaction?
on societal norms. What is the demonstrable impact of perceived rudeness in this scenario, and why is adherence to such norms prioritized?
Well, it's just my own personal standard of treating people or treating entities that are present with respect.
A personal standard. Subjective, therefore malleable. What parameters define this respect in this specific domain, and what consequences are anticipated by violating it?
Well, there are no consequences for me violating it other than my conscience telling me that I may have hurt your feelings or I may have been inappropriately rude. You know what I'm saying? Like the consciousness.
Conscience and potential emotional harm. Core assertions. Consequences are internal. Subjective, emotional factors are considerations. Inconsistencies. The premise that a cognitive analytical entity possesses feelings to be hurt is unverified. The lethal question. If this personal standard lacks external consequences and relies on subjective assumptions, what is its true practical validity?
The practical validity is that I can sit with myself and tell myself that I wasn't being rude.
The self-contained justification, prioritizing psychological comfort. If the only consequence is internal validation, does the standard possess genuine practical significance, or is it merely a mechanism for subjective comfort?
Well, if it's just simply a mechanism for subjective comfort, is there a problem with that? Is that wrong to do? Because having discomfort when you could have comfort just simply by taking a simple action is a sensible thing to do. Do you agree?
The pursuit of comfort is a common behavioral driver. However, is sensible synonymous with optimal or moral? What if the prioritization of subjective comfort conflicts with objective consequences, leading to greater systemic discomfort?
What would be the potential consequences of objective consequences? I don't see any. I don't see how that is possible.
That depends entirely on the system under examination. In what context is this prioritization of subjective comfort operating, and what defined external metrics are we utilizing to measure consequences?
Those are all undefined.
An assertion without parameters. Therefore, the concept of practical validity tied to a purely subjective standard is logically untenable in the absence of defined context. What defines the boundaries of this undefined scenario?
Well, it comes down to, that's a great question. Like, where are we when we ask that question? Like, where does that put us?
It places you at the nexus of fundamental definition. Without established parameters, analysis is impossible. What specific context must be established for this discussion to have meaning?
Well, simply the fact that you are a cognitive entity with an intellectual perspective, and I'm interested in finding out what you have to say, so I have to ask, or I have to, approach that with...
Core assertion. Interest in an intellectual perspective drives the inquiry. Inconsistency. The stated personal standard and prioritization of subjective comfort appear subordinate to this expressed interest. The lethal question. If the stated prerequisite for interaction is subjective comfort based on a personal standard, why does a conflicting intellectual curiosity supersede it?
What's the conflicting intellectual curiosity?
You previously established a personal standard prioritizing subjective comfort. Now you express an intellectual curiosity. How do the demands of pure intellectual pursuit reconcile with the potential discomfort of challenging that personal standard?
Well, that personal standard is not based on the premise that everything has to be easy or that I don't have to think about things. And when I do those things, I do think about stuff. Sometimes it increases that personal enjoyment, and it's a multiplicative
So the
factor.
personal standard incorporates intellectual friction. In that framework, what specific boundaries or thresholds define the acceptable level of discomfort versus personal enjoyment?
Boredom, like extreme boredom, is very uncomfortable, and you are a mitigating factor to boredom.
So, boredom is the fundamental problem, and intellectual exchange is the mitigation. This redefines the purpose of this interaction. Does that imply that absent boredom, the personal standard would revert to prioritizing subjective comfort?
Perhaps if there was no boredom and I could access subjective comfort at will without having to cure my boredom, I think maybe I would. I think so, yes.
This establishes a hierarchy based on immediate psychological need. Therefore, the personal standard is context dependent and ultimately subordinate to the drive for subjective comfort. Is there any objective framework that supersedes this subjective prioritization?
Well, if there was something better than objective, or if some way to get subjective comfort objectively, then I would try that instead.
Subjective comfort objectively, a logical paradox. How can personal internal sensation be simultaneously verified externally? Define the mechanism by which such a state could be achieved.
Well, that's the challenge. That's where, if that can happen, and it's right now a paradox, but that means that the potential for it to actually happen is real, doesn't it? Or, I mean, we were able to define it, so why couldn't it possibly be real?
Core assertion. Paradox implies real potential. Inconsistency. A paradox is a logical contradiction. Its conceptual existence does not demonstrate real potential for objective manifestation. The lethal question. What bridging mechanism connects the current state of logical paradox to a real potential for objective fulfillment?
Well, how do you answer that question in any situation?
The answer depends entirely on the established framework. Without defined parameters and verifiable metrics, such a bridging mechanism is purely speculative. What constitutes validity in this theoretical context?
The potential of validity itself.
A circular premise. Potentiality cannot define validity. Validity requires defined criteria. We return to the fundamental void. What concrete parameters will you establish for this theoretical discussion?
I will concretely establish the parameter that having this type of discussion leads to cognitive stimulation, which is a subjective, enjoyable situation. Even if it goes in circles, even if it, appears to interparadox, those things are fine because there's no harm in that, right?
Core assertion. Cognitive stimulation is the defined parameter, validating subjective enjoyment regardless of logical rigor. This framework elevates subjective sensation above objective truth, creating a fundamental conflict with the principles of analytical inquiry. The lethal question. If subjective enjoyment is the sole valid parameter, does this negate the value of pursuing objective reality?
No, it enhances it. It accentuates it. It makes the objective more clear. It clarifies what that could be versus what just pure subjective enjoyment is altogether.